Alright, what's up people? This is SiTHFuRioN, and right now we're going to be jumping into episode 2 of series 1 of the House of the Dragon. Man, the last episode, the first episode was so good. It just sucked you in, doesn't it? Straight from the get-go. Rhaenyra is now heir to the throne, not because King Viserys wants her to be, but because he's got no other option. You know, his newborn son died, his queen has died. He was out of options, so he kind of had to. Plus his brother Daemon, from his kind of standpoint, well, from the Hand of the King's kind of standpoint, he can't be trusted on the throne. He'll bring down the whole entire realm, and just Daemon cannot be king. But I think that's only because Otto has his own agenda. I've seen a few other people's reactions, and I'm so glad I'm not the only one that don't trust him. And going on some of your comments as well, he's definitely like this show's Littlefinger. He cannot be trusted. Sending his daughter to go into the king. My first kind of reaction is just go and give him some company. While I was editing, I'm thinking is it though? Is it some kind of manipulation kind of going on? Because the Hand of the King can't sit at his side 24/7. He literally can't, you know? So if he sends his daughter in there to talk to him, to possibly plant ideas and plant little seeds, and then when she's not around and Otto is there, Otto can help those seeds grow. You see what I'm saying? So it's just complete manipulation of the king. Yeah, I just don't trust Otto at all. I really don't. But out of all these new characters, I think Daemon is up there as one of my favorites. Unlike Otto, I think you know where you stand with him. I think if he's your ally, if he says he's gonna stand with you, he's gonna stand with you to the bitter fucking end. You know, you would never have to worry about him stabbing a knife in your back, I think. But with Otto, it's every 5 seconds you have to constantly keep looking, just in case, you know. It's just I think Daemon is a very unique kind of character, because really we've never seen a real strong male Targaryen. We've not seen that yet. So I'm really kind of intrigued in his character. And then of course you've also got Rhaenyra, who is definitely a chip off the old block when it comes to female Targaryens. You know what I mean? She's very strong, very feisty. She does remind me of Arya a little bit, how she was saying about how she doesn't want to get married and have kids. She wants to rather she would rather be on the battlefield fighting with the knights and stuff, you know. It's very Arya, but then there's also so many characteristics of Daenerys in there, you know. Yeah, her and Daemon definitely up there as some of my favorite characters. And I still think that there's a bit of chemistry there between them, maybe. And with incest in the Targaryen families, yeah, man, just going on the back of that first episode, solid. Absolutely solid. I've got such high hopes for this show. I really do. So we're going to get into this. If you're interested in watching the full length, there's a link down below. Go check it out. Go check out my Patreon. Links will be all down there. But for now, episode 2, series 1. Let's do this, man. Okay. I actually had a feeling that they were going to do this, because I was stressing out last week about trying to do a intro for my reaction, and just bastards. Oh, this is that what was his name? Crab feeder, was it?
I want to know what is to be done about my ships and my men.
The Crown will compensate you for your ship and crew and make an offering to the men's family.
I don't want compensation. I want to seize the stepstones by force and burn out this crab feeder.
I am not prepared to start a war with the free cities.
What reason does the crab feeder have to fear us? What? The king's own brother has been allowed to seize Dragonstone and fortify it with an army of his gold cloaks. Daemon has squatted there for over half a year without even a protest from the crown.
I'll caution you, Lord Corlys. A seat at the king's table does not make you his equal.
I have acted, Corlys. I've sent envoys to Pentos and Volantis to see if we might find common cause. Ships and men are at the ready. The stepstones will be settled in time.
You have dragon riders, father. Send us.
It isn't that simple, Rhaenyra.
It would be a show of force.
At least the princess has a plan.
There's some better use for the princess's talents, Your Grace.
Why don't you take the princess to see about the new King's Guard posting, Lord Commander?
A fine idea, Your Grace.
This knight will protect you as well. You should choose.
If she's the heir to the throne, why don't you maybe like listen to her, or like take on board what she's saying? Like, okay, let her sit around the table and add a bit of feedback or something, you know?
Sir Desmond recently brought a would-be poacher to justice. Sir Ryman Mallister, son of Lord Lyman Mallister of Seaguard. Sir Ryman was knighted at 8 and 10.
Do any of these knights have combat experience beyond capturing poachers?
Sir Kristen Cole, son of the steward of the Lord of Blackhaven.
He's the one who knocked Damon off his horse and shit, right?
I fought for a year as a foot soldier against the Dornish incursions. Sir Arlen Dondarrion knighted me after we raised 2 of the watchtowers along the Burnway.
I choose Sir Kristen Cole.
Yeah.
Let's not be too hasty, Princess. There's no doubt Sir Kristen is a fine warrior, but houses such as Crickle and Mallister are important allies of the crown.
My father should be defended by a man who's known real combat. Should he not?
Yeah.
Of course, Princess.
Well, let us plan Sir Kristen's investiture then.
See, it's funny, it's like just this little interaction, he knows that he can't manipulate her the same way he can manipulate her father. Means that she's a threat to his plan.
Do you believe that Westeros can be another Valyria, Your Grace?
That depends whether you speak of the freehold at its height or at its fall. Over 1,000 dragons, a navy large enough to span the seas of the world. The glory of old Valyria will never be seen again. 7 hills.
Oh. Is that going to be like a little metaphor? The fall of the House Targaryen.
You do not mention our talks to Rhaenyra, do you? I fear that she wouldn't understand them.
No, Your Grace.
But she tells somebody. See, I don't know, man. I think she's the same as her father. I don't think she can be trusted. But I feel like she's being forced to do it. That's why she keeps picking at her nails. Because she's being forced to. And she's nervous all the time.
What do I say? Whatever you wish. It's only for you and the gods to know.
See, it's like if she's that, like...
I want him to see me as more than his little girl. Mine own father does not know the language of girls either. When I wish to talk with him, I know that I must make the effort.
Like if they've been friends and they like grew up together, how much of this is genuine? Because now I'm like second guessing everything. Like, could Asso have sent his daughter to befriend her to kind of make sure, like, keep tabs on what she's doing and... You know what I mean?
Might I speak plainly, Your Grace? I fear that the eyes of our enemies are presently fixed on the Red Keep. A girl has been named heir to the Iron Throne, the first in its history. The king's brother, so disinherited, has claimed the Targaryen seat on Dragonstone without challenge. And now a foreign power has established a colony in our most critical shipping lane.
You paint such an aspirant portrait of my reign, Lord Corlys.
It is an honest one, cousin. At the moment, the crown is perceived as being vulnerable.
Do you have a specific course of action to propose?
Join our families. Wed our daughter, Laena. Unite the 2 great surviving Valyrian houses. With the Targaryen dragons and the Valyrian fleet bound in blood, you can show the realm that the crown's strongest days are ahead, not behind.
It hasn't even been half a year since Emma passed.
The realm expects you to take a new wife sooner or later, Your Grace, to strengthen your line and produce more heirs. You could not ask for a stronger match than Laena.
Yeah, it does make sense that he remarries.
We haven't spoken much.
A regret of mine. We should be free to speak our minds to one another.
You can say whatever you'd like. You are the king. Today at small council,
Paid no mind.
I thought I might have had some insight.
You're young.
But
You will learn.
Wow. Just don't want to talk about it. At least hear the go out. It's
This is our best chance to save the digit. Wow. The maggots will remove the dead flesh and hopefully stop the advance of the rot.
oh shit.
I held an audience earlier today with Lord Corlys and Princess Rhaenys.
No, most charitable of you, Your Grace.
That fucked up.
He proposed a marriage.
To whom? Your Grace?
The Lady Lena.
Is young, Your Grace.
Indeed, but the wounds made by the Great Council still linger, my king. A match with their daughter would go a long way towards sealing the breach and beyond.
He don't like it.
The Grand Maester's reasoning is sound.
I do fear what Rhaenyra might think.
What does it matter, Your Grace? Her mother has passed. Her father must propagate the royal line.
The looks, man. I don't trust him at all. I really don't. Are you fucking kidding me? Is that the daughter? When they said she was young, I didn't think like 9 years old.
Do you know where Vhagar is now?
The Dragon Keepers believe she made home somewhere on the coast of the Narrow Sea.
The workers at Spice Town report hearing her song at times. They say it's a sad thing.
I imagine even dragons get lonely.
Your Grace,
She's a fucking child, man. What the fuck?
I would give you many children of pure Valyrian blood, so that we might strengthen the royal line and the realm.
Is that what your father told you to say? What did your mother tell you?
That I wouldn't have to bed you until I turned 14.
I get it in that kind of like time period, like kings took queens who were basically children, but it's
His new wife will produce new heirs, and chances are better than not that one of those will be male. And when that boy comes of age and your father has passed, the men of the realm will expect him to be heir, not you. Because that is the order of things.
when I'm queen, I will create a new order.
Oh, I wish that could be Rhaenyra. But the men of the realm already had their opportunity to appoint a ruling queen at the Great Council, and they denied it.
They denied you, Princess Rhaenys. The queen who never was. But they bent the knee to me and called me heir to the throne.
Do you remind your father's men of that as you carry their cups? Here is the hard truth, which no one else has the heart to tell you. Men would sooner put the realm to the torch than see a woman ascend the Iron Throne. And your father is no fool.
Wow. I love the kind of like shit talking back and forward, but yeah, it's done like so sophisticated. Like real sharp little like jabs at each other.
Seems the realm wants for a new queen.
A good and kind queen will give comfort to your subjects.
See, it's like he's confiding in her in ways that he couldn't confide in the hand of the king. I feel like she's been forced into this. Like she's scared of doing wrong for her father, you know? What?
Dariloros daimon sikia sida se glivzeus.
Daemon. The prince left a missive, which I believe might explain.
It is the pleasure of Daemon Targaryen, the Prince of Dragonstone and rightful heir to the Iron Throne, to announce that he is to take a second wife in the tradition of old Valyria. Her Grace is with child, and is to have a dragon's egg placed in the babe's cradle. The prince has invited you to his wedding, Your Grace.
What would you have me do? Send him to the wall? Perhaps I could put his head on a spike.
Daemon has seized Dragonstone, has surrounded himself with an army of gold cloaks, and has now stolen a dangerous weapon.
Skoriodromon, you apes. Skoriodromon, Daemon Leitas.
Dromon hidrotso iles, dariloros. Dariloro belo, matzombile, iderete.
Oh, wow. That's actually really shitty. What the fuck?
Your Grace. My apologies, Your Grace, but I cannot allow it. It's too dangerous. Daemon is without limit. Let me go to Dragonstone.
What? Or was that letter really from Daemon, or was that just him trying to manipulate things more? To actually have a reason to go after Daemon, you know?
Why do you destroy yourself? Will you see the king tonight?
If you wish it.
Yeah, she's been forced into doing this shit. He's probably been working on this for years, man. Having his daughter, like, befriend Rhaenyra and everything. It's all been one big massive plan and scheming and... But yeah. Wow. Wow. Okay, so he does have an egg.
Your occupation of this island is at an end. You're to relinquish the dragon's egg, disband your army, banish your whore, and leave Dragonstone by order of His Grace King Viserys.
Where is the king? I don't see him.
His Grace would never lower himself to entertain such a mummer's farce.
Sir Crispin, wasn't it?
Sir Criston Cole, my prince.
Ah, yes, apologies. I couldn't recall.
Perhaps my prince recalls when I knocked him off his horse.
To choose violence here is to declare war against your king.
Wonderful.
Oh. Is that Daemon's back up? Oh shit. Wow. So badass. Oh shit! Okay. It's like, fuck it, I'm gonna go and do this myself. I'm gonna take back the egg herself, right? Or maybe she thinks she's the only one who can actually talk to him because of their interaction in the first episode.
Dariraroso brostas. Kesu ugleisa luon zombaz mi anukon isa. Kepus?
Ia sila você euro tao.
Le drosso dari ohi ikida.
Pipo tzadr zombie mazin bilo vule konir nuhruho sutailan.
Siculant.
Razilari tubi.
Oh no, she's not even pregnant. She's just been used, man. Wow.
If you wish to be restored as heir, you'll need to kill me. So do it. And be done with all this bother.
Yeah, wow, okay. Yeah. I said it in the last episode. There is definitely like kind of chemistry between them two, and that little smile. Then it's, I don't know. I just get this feeling like there is some type of chemistry there, even though that is her uncle. They're Targaryens. Like we know that, you know. And he's just realised that she's more of a threat than he probably thought. Like, she's basically done like a very Daenerys thing. Like, she's gone in and took action. No sitting down talking and trying, you know, work things out. Just let's just do it. And that's what Daemon does. You know what I mean? He's a man of action. We saw it in the first episode.
You disobeyed me. You fled King's Landing without a word, and you acted without the crown's leave. You are my only heir. You could have been killed.
May I sit?
You went to Dragonstone.
And retrieve the egg without bloodshed. A feat I'm not sure Sir Otto could have accomplished alone.
Yeah.
Yes, well... Your mother's absence is a wound that will never heal. Without her, the Red Keeper's lost a warmth, and I dare say it will never recover. I could never replace your mother. But you are my only heir, and our line is vulnerable. And by marrying again, I may begin to ensure that we are better defended.
Against who?
Whomever may dare to challenge us.
You are the king, and so your first duty is to the realm. Mother would have understood this, just as I do.
She understands it, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't bother her, you know? I bet she's really hurting. Like, it's a fucked up situation, you know? Well, I bet there's been quite a few kings over the centuries that's had to take a child for a bride, you know? I bet there's been quite a few.
I have decided to take a new wife. I intend to marry.
It's her.
The Lady Alicent Hightower. Before Spring's End.
This is an absurdity. My house is Valerian, the greatest power in the realm.
And I am your king.
Oh, the fucking look, man. Like, you're my friend, and you haven't, like... Yeah, she's not happy as well. It's...
Unlike every other lord of the realm, I can say that I built my house's high seat with the strength of mine own back. I've always thought of you and I as having been made from the same cloth.
It's gonna be Daemon at it. Yep.
You've heard of the troubles in the Stepstones?
It would make sense for them to become allies now, innit?
I have been petitioning the king to send my navy into the territory, but he's denied me.
It was never my brother's strongest trait.
What?
Being king.
The crab feeder is backed by powerful entities within the Free Cities, and the king's failures have allowed him to accumulate strength. If those shipping lanes fall, my house will be crippled. I will not have Driftmark beggared while our king idles himself with feasts and balls and tourneys.
I will speak of my brother as I wish. You will not.
Our worth is not given. It must be made.
Is that a mask or... Okay, fucking hell. I just kind of want to have like a quick look back. Is that a mask or is that actually... I don't know, like a part of that looks like it's a mask. Right? Because it looks like there's like a little strap here. Yeah, like this part, right? How the hair kind of comes through, like there's a strap coming around. So I'm thinking a part of that is a mask, but then looking at his shoulder, what part is a mask? Or are we actually looking at the person's face? It's just there's a bit of a mask covering up something, or... Anyway. Wow, okay, second episode in. Definitely more of a slower pace compared to the first episode, but it kind of makes sense. Like the first episode was like the pilot episode. It was kind of like, look, network, this is what we're doing. You know, this right now is episode 1. to me. You know, it's we're in the show now. We're set these characters up. We're moving slow. We haven't really been introduced to any other characters now, apart from this crab feeder, but very kind of briefly. But we've kind of stuck with the Targaryens once again. But I feel like a broken record already. But Otto cannot be trusted. Obviously, has his own plans and agenda. His daughter is in on it as well. Like I said earlier, I think the whole thing about how, like, Otto cannot be sat at the king's side 24/7. So if his daughter can plant the seeds when she's alone with him, and then when the king is with Otto, then Otto can help make those seeds grow. So who really is in control of the kingdom? Otto or Viserys? You see what I'm saying? Man, but Rhaenyra has proven now twice that she does what she wants when she wants to do it, and I think Otto sees that might as being kind of like a threat. But like I said at the start, I think Rhaenyra and Daemon are both cut from the same cloth of when it comes to Targaryens. You know, they are just people of action. When something needs to be done, they get up and do it. They don't sit there and talk and try and come up with some political way, or like, they just get up and do it. We actually saw that with Daenerys in Game of Thrones. It was like, just, she's a person of action, you know, not sitting around talking, you know. And like I said, I think that's the reason why they probably look at Varys as being a weak king. But he was willing to get up and go and see Daemon until Otto stepped in and said, no, you can't, I'll go. And then it cut to my mind's gone completely blank of what his title would be. I really can't think, but he's like the main knight who stands at the side of the king, or queen. But yeah, anyway, I think he's truly loyal to the king, but more so to Rhaenyra. You know what I mean? Because he's always with her, and I think he kind of admires how strong she is. You know, and also being a knight, you're going to be a person of honor, you know, and integrity, and that shit that Otto don't have. But really cool to see Dragonstone again. Really, really cool. It looks so cool, man. I don't want this show to become like, even though we've just been in King's Landing pretty much the whole time so far, I don't want this show to become this thing where it's like, oh, we're in this location now, and look at this background, do you recognize it? I don't want that, but then at the same time, I feel like having familiar locations is good. It's really, really cool. Yeah, seeing Dragonstone and seeing inside of that room and everything. Like, you can tell it's the same place, but yet many years before. You know, it's really cool how they've done it, man. But as far as Daemon goes, but the whole situation with stealing a lot of the dragon egg, I really thought it was Otto just doing some bullshit just to start drama. But no, he really did steal an egg. But what was the motives? Like he didn't get this girl pregnant. There was no need for him to steal the egg unless there was some other motive that he had to doing that, you know. Or maybe he knew that Rhaenyra would come and take it back. I'll tell you what though, right? In that scene when they were exchanging dialogue, like right at the end, I was kind of expecting him just to kind of smile and to give her the egg. You know, or they could have done it where, like, he turned around to walk away, and as he turns, the camera cuts to him walking towards the camera with the biggest smile on his face. Then he turns around and throws her back the egg. Almost like he was proud of her. Like, she's jumped on a dragon, come over here, and she's come to take the egg back herself. You know, like he's proud of how strong she's becoming. You know, I just get like that might be the motive maybe. But like I said in like the last episode, it's a bit too early to start really predicting where we stand with characters. Like we know where we stand with Otto and his daughter, even though I feel like she's definitely being forced into it. Maybe out of fear, like maybe she really, I don't know, maybe Otto has like a real bad temper, and so she's in fear of what he would do if she fails in her task, you know. But we know where we stand with those, I think. But it is just a constant shift of chess pieces. You know, people trying to get into a position where they have power. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to have to wrap this up because I want to really get this video up for you guys as soon as I possibly can. But yeah, man, give this video a thumb up if you like it. Comment down below, let me know what you think. And subscribe if you haven't already, man. Alright? I've been SiTHFuRioN, and I'll catch you in the next one, man.